Number 10. Spider-Man. Spider-Man, aka Peter Parker, dies in battle against Doc Ock. That's not the weird part. The weird part is that Doc Ock suddenly has a change of heart, character, and possesses Spider-Man's mind and body, becoming the new Spider-Man. Doc Ock's last words to Parker were, "You may be leaving this world, but you are not leaving it to a villain. I swear. I will be Spider-Man." Parker dies, but Spider-Man lives on, as do the monthly issue sales. Number 9. Wolverine. Wolverine, aka James Howlett or Logan, was killed off in a series called Death of Wolverine published by Marvel in 2014. The series starts with Wolverine's healing ability having been stopped by a virus. Instead of accepting help to try and restart it, Logan decides to accept his mortality and move on. Soon a bounty is placed on his head, and he tracks the bounty to Dr. Cornelius. While attempting to defeat Dr. Cornelius, Wolverine gets covered in adamantium that was being used for experiments on other mutants. Without his healing factor, he dies from the adamantium hardening around him. Number 8. Charles Xavier. Charles Xavier, founder of Xavier's Home for Gifted Youngsters and also of the X-Men, is arguably one of the coolest dudes in the Marvel Universe. Possibly also one of the most powerful. He has also died, not once, but several times. In fact, just in comic canon, he's completely vanished, been killed, or nearly killed at least 13 times. Perhaps the most disturbing death, though, is in X-Men vs. the Avengers. Xavier is killed by none other than Cyclops in a fit of rage. In a few years, you can probably look forward to a list on 25 ways Charles Xavier has died or been wounded so badly he wished he was dead. Number 7. Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel died of cancer. It seems a little bit anticlimactic, a superhero dying of such a human disease, until you realize that in the Marvel Universe, a bunch of superheroes watching their friend die a slow, painful, and very human death is a heavy thing. Whilst saving the day, Captain Marvel is exposed to a toxin called Compound 13, which results in his cancer. On his deathbed, even some of his former enemies came to pay their respects. Number 6. The Hulk. Bruce Banner, aka the Incredible Hulk, actually commits suicide via Hawkeye. While being interrogated by a bunch of other superheroes about experiments with gamma radiation, he's shot by a purple arrow. He had given said arrow to Hawkeye with explicit instructions to end him, Banner, before he could Hulk out. Noble, but sad. Number 5. Batman. The death of Batman, aka Bruce Wayne, in Final Crisis brings us perhaps one of the most heart-wrenching images from modern comics, Superman holding the body of Batman. The story arc of Final Crisis is long and convoluted, but in the end, Batman is literally fried by Lord of Apocalypse, aka Darkseid. Number 4. The Flash. The Flash, aka Barry Allen, was also involved in the Crisis on Infinite Earths. In a battle against the Anti-Monitor and his cannon that will destroy the multiple Earths that Marvel had created at this point, the Flash runs so fast to destroy the weapon that he disintegrates. Number 3. Robin. The Jason Todd incarnation of Robin was not a particular fan favorite. In fact, fans actually played a huge role in his death. They were given the chance to vote by phone if he should die or not, and he died by around 70 votes. So despite being introduced in 1983, he was killed off in 1988 by the Joker himself. The most interesting part of the series was watching Batman struggle with the guilt over Robin's death. No word on if any fans struggled from sleepless nights. Number 2. Captain America. Published by Marvel in 2007-2008, the death of Captain America was an 18-issue story arc that ends with Captain America's death. After Civil War, the comic not the movie, Captain America is assassinated under orders from Red Skull while in the custody of SHIELD. Before his death, Steve wrote a letter to Tony Stark asking him to watch out for Bucky and make sure Captain America's legacy lives on. After being shown this letter, Bucky Barnes then takes up the shield and becomes Captain America, #1. Superman. The death of Superman was an entire storyline of comics released by DC in 1992. Justice League made an appearance, but the real showdown came to Superman vs. Doomsday. They cause explosions, destroy overpasses, throw some semi-trucks around, cause an explosion at a sci-fi convention, and ultimately, beat one another to death. Which, I suppose, is the only way to kill the Man of Steel.